All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation and blessings to the hopeful elect out there scattered throughout the four winds of the earth, who are in hope of mercy and salvation during the time of Jacob's trouble, as well as when Yahweh Shai returns to the planet Earth. Okay. I haven't quite yet come with a title for this, but I'm going to be doing a response to Brother Hassad as well as the Deacon Hakah, this 3-hour video that they did in response to the Great Millstone Israelites, in particular the apostles and elders. All right. Basically saying that they basically, in this video, Hassad was totally going off about Gog ruling for a period of time after Yahweh Shai returns and destroys America, and we get back to our land, and they're gonna come up and they're gonna jump us. And he justified that through Ezekiel 38, I believe it's verse 12, which is off. All right, okay. The first of all, the land of unwalled villages is talking about America, Babylon. All right. And pursuant to Jeremiah the 50th chapter, the Lord said he was going to fill this place with men. All right. And part of those forces or men that are going to be filled here and invade this place of unwalled villages are the Russians or Gog. All right. Once the Lord destroys this system, all right, which this system is ran primarily from Babylon and Israel, all right? And those are the two main places the Lord is going to destroy with nuclear missiles, all right? So, after listening to this video, Apostle Tahar's video, the correct understanding of Ezekiel 38 and 8 on down, all right, he mentions some point in this video, he mentioned their response, and he said about 30 minutes to the end, the last 30 minutes or so, they were totally going off or something he said to that effect. So I went to that. I went to that point. And this sums up, even though in the beginning when Hassad called himself breaking down Ezekiel 38 and trying to call out the apostle and not, breaking it down correctly, which the apostle Tahar broke everything down correctly. All right. And this is a sure sign of a novice. All right. And these last 30 minutes prove that you're a novice, because here it is. You have a guy calling in, and you could tell by his understanding, he's confused. All right. He's confused off of what you guys are teaching. So in essence, you're confusing the people. All right. The breakdowns that you all are coming with have these people confused. Even the caller before this, all right, he was confused. Okay. Because you guys are trying to go deep, but you're drowning. All right. And this last little segment, all right, about 32 minutes left in this thing, when you allow people to call in to ask questions and things, proves that you don't even you're not sure about what you're teaching. And you can see it in your body language and your responses. All right. You have need that one teach you again. Okay? But we already know that same spirit that you all had at Sakari. You didn't want to listen to the true prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which are the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. All right, the bishops. All right, the men underneath. All right, we are the true prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We don't say things like, because one in this little segment I'm getting ready to play, Hassan's going to say that's a good hypothesis, right, Deacon? To the guy that's calling in asking questions. Okay? You guys aren't sure. You're not sure. So without any further ado, we're going to play it from here. I'm going to stop, interject, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Lord will, there shall be edification that comes from this to the hopeful elect out there. All right? So let's listen.
It's Brother Gregory. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's me. I got a question on Ezekiel 20.
Oh, Brother Ronan, go ahead.
Yeah, so the beautiful class today. I'm just still
Hassan did his thing too. Hassan did his thing. This class, I was listening in. Very informative. All praises.
Yeah, and respectfully to the elders of GMS, like, it's all good. We know in part and we prophesy in part.
You don't understand that because you don't even understand what's going on by what you're getting ready to ask these guys, and they don't understand what's going on. All right, knowing in part and prophesying in part doesn't mean what you think it means. All right, these guys can't say they have 100% truth. All right, they can't say that, and you say that. You say you don't have 100% truth. All right? The apostles and elders say that. We say that. We have 100% of the truth of the Bible. All right? We know what the Bible is talking about. And what these guys are saying is totally off. And you're going to see that. All right? Just based upon him calling in and asking these questions and wanting to know certain things shows you that they don't know what they're talking about.
That's not an issue. So my question is concerning the wilderness. And someone in the chat was saying that Armageddon, can you just break down the wars to me? How many wars are there in total? And do they all happen at the same time? Or there's Armageddon?
I would say in close proximity, Armageddon would be before Jehoshaphat. Armageddon would be where the armies of the world battle each other. Jehoshaphat would be when they come against us, which, the Apostle Tahar didn't even mention.
No, Jehoshaphat is not when they come against us. Okay? Jehoshaphat is not when they come against us. All right? Jehoshaphat is simultaneously right after, if you want to say, Armageddon. Okay? And that's pursuing to, matter of fact, let's go there. Joel, the 3rd chapter, all right, the 9th verse, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, all right, and you link that with Revelation 16 and 16, okay, because this is the mountain of troops. Okay, it says Revelation 16 and 16, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon or Harmageddon, which is the mountain of troops, which is the Third World War, okay, which will be fought over there in the Middle East, all right, the so-called Middle East, all right. Let's go back to Joel 3 and 9. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong, all right. And this is why these nations have all been putting their money into military arsenals, i.e. ICBM missiles and drones, all right, things of that nature. The Lord has been doing that to these nations ever since after World War II, okay? Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. All right. The angels. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, meaning the Most High's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Okay. So the Lord is going to allow these nations to fight one another in this third world war. Okay. Because the third world war is going to start as a conventional war. All right. The nations coming up against one another, fighting. When you go to, what is that? Second Ezra's, I believe it's 15 or 16. Let me see. Second Ezra 16. Let's see. Is it 15? Yeah, I believe it's 15. Let's go back to 15. Okay, second Ezra 15. Yep. Second Ezra the 15th chapter, starting at the 28th verse. Behold, in horrible vision and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble, because this is going to be a great war. All the nations are going to be involved. The Lord is going to gather them over there. All right. Also, the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, which are the Persians. All right. Or Iran. And with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and they shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. All right. Because it's going to be all out war over there. Okay. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, all right, then these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power and shall flee. All right, because this third world war is going to have all nations involved. Okay, all nations are going to be involved, and this is where Ezekiel 38. Where it speaks about Russia being a guard onto these nations. Okay. All these nations are going to be involved. Okay. And you could read down and it, describes the rest of this war. But then when you read down further, it tells you, where is it at? Yeah, 34. All right. In the midst of that third world war, it says, behold, clouds from the east. All right. And from the north unto the south. And they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. So simultaneously, Armageddon, the Armageddon, the third world war, where the Lord is going to gather all these heathen armies, these nations, to battle one another simultaneously. All right. In the midst of that war. All right. That's when Yahweh Shai is going to return. All right. And while this third world war is going on over here in the east, you're going to have all hell breaking loose and invasions over here in the west. All right. In America. All right. And the mandating of the micro C-hip. See, the whole world is going to be in a state of straight up chaos. All right. That's why it tells us in 2nd Ezra 16. Or is that 2nd Ezra 16. And these evils be ye as pilgrims upon the earth. All right. It's going to be the earth is going to be in a state of chaos and destruction. And we know what it is. It's the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. This is what we're going to need to be delivered from. All right. All this destruction that's going to be going on here in the States. All right. And while that third world war is going on, Yahweh Shai is going to make his appearance. All right. This is why it says, behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, meaning they're going to cover the skies. All right. And they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. All right. So let's go back and listen to a little bit more of what they're saying here. All right, because they getting the order of this thing all wrong. Once Yahweh Shai returns, man, that's it. There will be no war after that. Okay? The nations won't have weapons to engage in the war. All right? When we come down and we snatch these demons out of these bunkers, all right, including the Russians, all right, because they're gonna be hiding too. All right, the Russians are a part of the kings of the earth. They're gonna be hiding in the dens and in the caves of the earth. All right, hoping that the asking the rocks to fall upon them to deliver them from the wrath of the Lamb. All right, but we're gonna go in there and we're gonna put them to death. Those that resist, and slaughter them. All right, there won't be a war. It won't be any war. There will be a slaughter and hauling off into captivity. That's what it's gonna be. But let me play it. I'm jumping the gun a little bit.
And on his video about Jehoshaphat, maybe he's conflating the two together, Armageddon and Jehoshaphat.
Because they are. All right. You're gonna have Armageddon taking place. All right. The Third World War. And in the midst of that war, Yahweh Shai is going to return. All right. Matter of fact, when you go to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, we just read it in the 15th chapter. All right. 2nd Ezra 13, and I'm gonna start at 2. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. That's why I said in 2nd Ezra 15, all right, in 34, that the clouds was from the north, the south, all right, damn, basically all directions. Okay, matter of fact, let's go back real quick. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south. Why didn't it say to the west? Because they're going to go to the west. All right. That's why the scriptures say, and they shall enter into the house of the thief. They're going to come from the east, the north, and the south, and they're going to head west. All right. For the great deliverance. All right. And the great destruction of Babylon the Great. All right. So back to the 13th chapter. Okay. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, the chariots. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. It's over. See, you guys don't understand the power that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is coming with. That Yahweh Shai is coming with, man. You don't understand the dynamics of how great Yahweh Shai is going to make his return, man. And here it is. We're the ones heralding it in. We're telling the world before them. All right, we're telling the world before it happens how the Lord is going to come. So when it actually happens, it will be no doubt. There will be no second guessing of anything. The whole earth will know that, oh, that's the Lord. That's Yahweh Shai. All right. It ain't going to be no guess. That's why it says in Revelation, the 1st chapter. Let's go there. Let's go Revelation 1, man. Y'all are you err not knowing the scriptures. You err not understanding the power that Yahweh Shai is getting ready to come with. Okay? This is the book of Revelation 1 and 7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds. The same clouds we read about in 2nd Ezra 15 and 34. All right? They're going to come during when the earth is in the state of chaos. All right? When it's all war everywhere. All right? when they're after and trying to kill and chip the elect over here in Babylon. All right. And in Europe. All right. Wherever the elect is, it will be Jacob's trouble. All right. This is what we're going to need deliverance from. All right. That's what Daniel 12 is all about. Okay. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. Everybody's going to know that that's the Lord. It ain't going to be no ifs, ands, or buts. All right. We're out here prophesying to the world that this is how our Lord is coming. All right. And when he does come, it ain't going to be no guessing, especially on the part of the elites that are going to be hiding in those deep underground military bases. All right. The scriptures call them dens and caves of the earth. All right. And under the rocks, because they've built facilities under the earth. All right. Specifically to hide from our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. So it ain't going to be no doubt in their minds. It ain't going to be no doubt in anybody on the surface mind that that's the Lord Yahweh Shai coming. Why? Because we're proclaiming it. All right. And not only are we proclaiming it, the Lord is going to let it be known. All right. He's going to let it be known that I'm him. Okay. It says, and they also which pierced him, even all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen. So it ain't gonna be nobody. When Yahweh Shai destroys them armies of the heathen, it won't be a war. It will be a slaughter, man. All right. It will be a slaughter. Verse 8, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty. So it ain't going to be no ifs, ands, or buts or guessing. All right. When Yahweh Shai returns, the whole earth going to know that that's the Lord. All right. And everything is going to tremble. The only ones that are going to rejoice at his appearing is the elect. All right. And love his appearing. Matter of fact, let's get that. And even in that, okay, we're going to be, afraid because of the power that's going to be in this earth, man. In the realm, man. The vibration is going to change, man. We talking about the Lord himself. We talking about the fourth dimension coming into the third, man. All right. We're talking about a power that we can't even comprehend with our brains right now. All right. And we know the scriptures. How much more these people out here, man? Okay. 1 Timothy 4:8. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. And not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Okay. And that's only the elect. All right. Because we're going to love to see them chariots cover the skies. All right. And annihilate this place. Okay. We're going to rejoice at that. So going back to 2 Ezra, the 13th chapter, reading verse 3 again, it says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. Everything is going to be afraid. Okay. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number. All right. That same Armageddon. All right. Armageddon. 2 Ezra 15. 1 what was that? About what was it? Let me pull up another one. It's all the same thing, man. The same prophecy, just stated by different prophets. All right, and only the prophets can show you how it's gonna be laid out from 28 to 34. All right, this is part of the Third World War. Okay, and then Yahushua is gonna return. All right, and in the midst of that, you're gonna have all this in Second Ezra from 15 to what was that? To 28. This is gonna be happening in Babylon. All right, the different plagues. All right, the pestilence. Okay, the people being led as a flock to the. All this is gonna be happening all at once, man. All right, it'll all be happening at once. Okay. Scriptures speak about great death and great confusion. I believe this is that chapter, but let's great confusion. Okay. Or 2nd Ezra 16, all right, and 21. All right, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. All right, a lot of death. All right, okay. Scriptures speak about great death. All right, they're gonna be famine. All right, people are gonna be out here going buck wild, man. All right, there will be no law and order. Okay, there will be zero law and order. Let's look up the great death. Yep, same chapter, the 18th verse. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So all of this is going to be happening. All right. You're going to have Esau, micro C-hipping people. You're going to have people fighting against the government. You're going to have all type of things going on. You're going to have the pestilence. All right. And then you're going to have them going to war with one another in this Third World War. All right. Why you think Yahushua said, when I come, shall I find peace on the earth? All right. Oh, I'm sorry, not peace, faith. Let me get there. Luke 18:8. I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Question mark. All right. Because it's going to be that much turmoil and chaos out here. All right. From one end of the earth to the other, it's going to be turmoil and chaos. Over there in the east, is going to be a war. All right. An uncontrollable war of the nations going at it. All right. Going at it. In 2nd Ezra 15, as I pull it up over there, gives you some idea of it. Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right. So going back to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, in the 4th verse, it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, all right, from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea, which is those heathen nations. They're gonna stop warring with one another, and they're gonna come to the common ground of that we have a common enemy. And that's what Reagan said, going back to let's see if we can pull that up. Salakia. Let's see if we can pull that up. This is why they're gonna come from the four winds, meaning they're gonna all come together and try to subdue Yahweh Shai. Here it is right here. Well, let's see. Let's get this one.
Guys, I'm about to cash a check for $180,000 and get my entire...
Man, shut up.
I couldn't help at one point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev.
And all these nations know, the leaders of these nations know, the elite of these nations, the kings of the earth know, all right, that Yahweh Shai is going to return, man. And they're going to have to focus on him. What you think the Space Force is all about? Okay?
When you stop to think that we're all God's children, wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well,
see, the devil, he'll tell you the truth, and he's lying at the same time, all right? Because they know that that outside threat is not coming from another planet. It's coming from the fourth dimension. All right, it's Yahweh Shai and his angels. All right, they know they go into these scriptures. All right, the elite. All right, they study these scriptures, man. They know that there will be a time, just like they knew there will be a time that the prophets would be standing on the street corners, prophesying the downfall of them. All right, they know that there will come a time that Yahweh Shai will return, all right? And they know it's not going to be no goddamn green men, so-called aliens as they depict them, to come and take over Earth's resources and this, that, and that. They know that, man, all right?
I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us, we can bring about that realization. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
That's all these devils know is war, all right? So again, this is the devil speaking with a forked tongue. All right? He'll tell you truth in one line of what he says, but he have lies mixed all up in there. All right? So they know, they've been known that there will be an invasion from outer space, so-called outer space. And they know that it's not no other race, like I said, to come and take over the resources of the earth. No, they know that it's going to be our Lord Yahweh Shai. All right? And the angels. They know that. All right? This is why they have their space stations. This is why they have weapons in outer space. All right? To try to fight against the Lord. All right? This is why you have Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels in the book of Revelation. All right? And they ain't going to be found no more because it's going to be a slaughter. All right? It's going to be a straight up slaughter, man. So going back, verse 5 again, in 2 Ezra 13, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. All right? Meaning they're going to prepare themselves. This is what Space Force is all about. Okay? This is what Reagan's speech was all about. All right. And you had other presidents who said the same thing. All right. It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, the chariot. All right. The chariot is going to be so big, it's going to block out the sun. It's going to block out the sky. All right. It says, but I will have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Okay. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight, because the Lord is going to make them fight. All right. They're going to be afraid of all that power and glory that the Lord is coming with, man. All right. You watch the movie Independence Day, when the chariots came over the city, the people, the look on their faces, man. You know, just imagine those who have signed up to fight. All right, they ain't gonna want to fight. They're gonna be probably pissing in them vehicles, pissing and shitting on themselves, but the Lord still gonna make them fight. All right. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. All right. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Point blank, period. A slaughter when Yahushua returns, man. A slaughter. Okay? Let's go back and listen to some more of what they say. And I ain't even got to the meat of what they saying. But it's going to be a whole slaughter out here, man. All right?
And then the battle of Gog and Magog, is that synonymous with Jehoshaphat?
I would agree.
Yeah, when they invade us.
Okay, cool. So now that we understand.
For the record, Jehoshaphat is not them coming against us. All right? Yahushaphat, all right? All right? Where the Most High is going to gather the nations, all right? Which means the Most High's decision, Yahweh's decision, where he's going to gather those nations, then he's going to sit and he's going to judge them. And we just read how the Lord is going to judge them. By his son, Yahushua, man. All right? It ain't going to be a battle. It's going to be a slaughter. They're going to battle. They're going to be battling one another. But when Yahushua returns, they're going to turn and they're going to band together. And they're going to try to come at the chariots with their fighter jets and whatever other technology they have. You know, the advanced technology that they're going to break out. And it will be a slaughter. It will be a slaughter. It won't, not one chariot is going to get hit. All right?
And that, like you were reading Second Esdras, the nations are fighting each other, right, before Messiah returns. So that's Armageddon. Then they see Messiah in the air, and they stop fighting with one another to fight him. That's the battle of Jehoshaphat, correct?
Yes.
The slaughter. It ain't going to be no battle, man. It's going to be a slaughter, okay? We just read it in 2 Ezra 13. Now to lift up a sword, and he just going to blast they shit. Y'all gonna have to put some respect. Say it like that. Y'all better put some respect on the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. All right? Ain't gonna be no goddamn battle. When Yahweh Shai returns, everybody, they're gonna be afraid. Everything under him is going to tremble. That means the whole planet Earth is going to be in a trembling state. All right? Because of the power, the majesty, and the glory that Yahushua is coming with, man. All right? We talking about power that the world has not seen. All right? Men are going to die on the sight of the chariots, man. At the sight of the chariots, men are going to have heart attacks. Okay?
During that period of time, the angels are gathering the elect from the four corners of the earth, right?
I don't know about during that. Well, during that time, we would already be in the lands of Joe.
Wrong. See, they wrong. They totally wrong, man. They're wrong. When the Lord returns, matter of fact, let's get that in, Zechariah, the 5th chapter, right? Speaking about the chariots. We're going to start at, I'll start at 1. It says, Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Talking about when Yahushua and the thousands upon thousands of the angels are coming with him. Okay? For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. All right, which is Esau. Okay, and the hub of Esau is here in Babylon. All right, and then you got Europe, and you got Israel. All right. Ultimately, he has control over the whole earth. All right. The house of the thief is talking about when they destroy, after they destroy those armies over there in the east, then they gonna come over this way to the west. That's why in 2nd Ezra 15 and 34 it said, Behold, clouds from the east, the north, and the south. They didn't mention the west because they're gonna come from the west. All right. The scriptures say they shall come from the rising of the sun, which is the east. Let me see. Let me get that real quick. See if I can get that. Let me see. This is a good one here. Isaiah 45 and 6. It says, hang on. Let's look at this one. Start at verse 5. All right, let's start at verse 5. It says, I am the Lord, Yahweh, and there is none else. There is no power beside me, no God beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Talking about Jacob, when you go back to the 4th verse. That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. And how much more will they know this when Yahushua returns? The whole earth is going to know it. All right? The whole earth is going to know, but that ain't the one I wanted. There's another one. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from in the rising. Fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of, there it is right there, and his glory from the rising of the sun. What's the glory of the Lord? The chariots. All right? That's the glory of the Lord. The glory of the Lord is going to come from the rising of the sun, meaning the east. Okay? It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. All right? And that's that spiritual power. All right? That the Lord is going to deliver onto his elect. All right? To back Esau ass up before he returns. All right? Because in one portion of this, you had Deacon Hakah mention that that Israel shall be in the midst of the Gentiles. Both when he goeth like a young lion, he was quoting the book of Micah. That's talking about here, man, in Babylon. That's talking about before the Lord returns. All right? Because we're going to need help, all right, before the Lord returns, man. Once the Lord returns and we're delivered, we ain't going to need help. All right? That help is Yahweh Shai. All right? Once we get beamed up, our bodies are going to be changed and we're going to be 100% righteous. The new covenant enacted. God's. All right. And then we come back down. It's over with. All right. But here in Babylon, we're going to need those. We're going to need Michael 12:1. Daniel 12:1. All right. Micah 4:13. All right. Where the Lord is going to give his men power to thresh here in Babylon. All right. So going back to Zechariah, the 5th chapter, in the 4th verse again, it says, and I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that swear falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and with the stones thereof. Meaning they're gonna be zapping, buildings are gonna be getting destroyed. Everything when them lasers go forth, whatever them lasers touch is disintegrated, including people. All right. This is why I believe that was Nahum or Habakkuk. Anger against the rivers. Yeah, Habakkuk. Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter. All right. In the 8th verse. It says, was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? That thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation. All right. Because when the chariots when they come to this realm, when Yahweh Shai returns, it's gonna be an all-out slaughter, man. It's gonna seem like the Lord killing everybody. This is why Isaiah 66 chapter is written. All right, the 15th, 16th verse. All right, and by fire and by his sword shall the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. This is why this is written. All right. The Lord going to be drying up rivers. He's going to be drying up oceans. All right. Seas. Okay. It's going to be very terrible, man. All right. So let me see. Yeah, that was it there. I know I'm all over the place, but I'm We just rolling in the spirit. Let's listen to some more.
For Jehoshaphat, we'll already be in the land.
Really? Okay.
And that's why he said that, really, because that was a like, what? How that makes sense? Okay. You mean tell me why Yahushua is destroying them nations, zapping them? 2nd Ezra 13. We already gonna be in the land? No, he ain't even came to the west yet. All right. He hadn't even made his way to the west after he judged all those nations, man. All right.
Okay. So Ezekiel 20.
Yeah. So let me just give you like a timeline, because you brought up Ezekiel 20. So Ezekiel 20 says that we all, the Most High gathers us all. We go to the wilderness. He brings us in the new covenant. The wicked of us he purges, and then the righteous who survived, they then get to enter into the land. Then you go to Ezekiel 38.
So that means you're gonna have the rebels in the ships. It don't make no sense. All right. Only one's gonna be in the ships and gonna receive the covenant is the elect. All right. And when we come down into the wilderness, purging out the rebels is the wicked of our people that's gonna be down here, man. All right. When we come down to police the earth. Don't you know you got Edomites down in central South America, even in Mexico, all right? That we're gonna have to haul off into slavery. Okay? We're gonna have to kill off a lot of our people down in those regions. All right? With the wickedness that they on. You know, the what they call them, the carnivals, the goddamn transsexuals, the homosexuality that goes on in Mexico, Central and South America. All right. The elect are those that's gonna get beamed up, and when they get beamed up, their bodies are gonna be changed in the twinkling of an eye. All right, and that's gonna be the enactment of the new covenant. That's when the Lord is gonna give us that fleshly heart. All right. Paul said it's gonna happen in the twinkling of an eye. We're gonna be changed. We ain't gonna have to come down and get no speech. We gonna already know what's up. We knowing what's up now. Okay, we gonna go into the heavens. However it's gonna take place. The Lord is going to put them crowns on our head, pursuing the 2nd Ezra, all right? The 2nd chapter from about the 41st verse on down, all right? And then when we come back down to the planet Earth, that's when we're going to police everybody, all right? We're going to be putting our people to death because of their wickedness, man, all right? Where the missiles don't destroy all of the land, all right? None of the elect will be on the earth when the missiles hit. All right? None of the elect will be on the earth when the missiles hit. Matter of fact, Revelation 18 and 4, it says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." This is talking about the deliverance. In particular, Jake that's here in Babylon the Great. All right, where the missiles are going to hit. But this won't be the only place there will be deliverance. All right, because you're going to have the angels. The angels are going to go throughout the one end of heaven to the other. All right. This is starting here. And Esau even entitles it the glorious return. All right. It says Matthew 24:29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Okay, which we've been reading about different scriptures. 2 Ezra 15, 2 Ezra 13. All right, Zechariah the 5th chapter. All right. And then shall the tribes of the earth mourn. All right, all the people of the earth is gonna be in the mourn because they gonna know. All right. It's going to be over at that point. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Come on, man. This is going to be an event that will never be forgotten. All right. You know, when the Lord show up, it's going to be known that, yo, you know, it's going to be scary and very fearful for a lot of people. People are gonna die at the sight of Yahweh Shai in the power and great glory that he's coming with. Okay, here's the point. Verse 31. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. That's all of the elect. All that who are allotted from the foundation of the earth to receive salvation, all right, are going to be gathered before these missiles rock this planet, man. Okay? And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Same time they're going to be gathering the elect from Babylon, there will be elect being gathered from all over the planet earth. The elect won't be on the planet earth when the destruction happens, man. Okay? Because not only will it be nuclear destruction and a great earthquake, but you're going to have tsunamis. All right. You're going to have nuclear fallout. You're going to have all type of, ain't going to be nobody ruling nothing. All right. The kings of the earth are going to be in the earth hiding. All right. Russia ain't going to be ruling the goddamn thing, man. They going to be in them bunkers trembling, afraid. Because they know that was Yahweh Shai that came. And they going to see Yahweh Shai taking up his elect. Pursuing this 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter. The hell are y'all talking about, man? You trying to go deep, but you drowning. You're drowning, man. Okay? Now let's go to Isaiah 24. Isaiah the 24th chapter, and we'll start at verse 19. It says, the earth is utterly broken down, the earth is clean dissolved, the earth is moved exceedingly. This one event is going to move the entire planet earth, and the elect will have to be off the planet earth. As we just read, the Lord is going to deliver the elect. Not just in Babylon, but from all over the planet earth, the elect will be delivered. All right. What you all were talking about in Isaiah 60, that they shall bring our sons and our daughters on shoulders and things. That's talking about in the kingdom. All right. That's talking about in the kingdom when we have control over the planet earth. The nations are going to bring our sons and daughters upon their shoulders and canopies. All right. Our women, our princesses, gonna be carried upon the shoulders of these goddamn heathens, man. Enclosed in fashion. Ain't talking about the earth gonna be totally in a state of devastation and destruction, and you gonna have goddamn heathens. Come on, man. What do you think boasting in the we're gonna boast in the glory of the Gentiles means? Meaning we're gonna boast because we're gonna have them in total subjection. And that's how they're gonna bring some of our children, our people. All right, when it's time to come to Jerusalem, they're gonna come and they're gonna have them, they're gonna become marching. All right. Verse 20, it says, the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. meaning Esau. All right, because he's the transgression on the planet Earth, and he's going to fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. All right. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison. And after many days shall they be visited. All right. Because we're going to be in control. When we come back down, we're going to be gathering up these heathens. Okay. But when these missiles hit, the elect are going to be up in the ships looking down upon Babylon, man. We're going to get a bird's eye view. All right. Only with thine eyes shalt thou see and behold the reward of the wicked. Psalms 91. All right. And what's the reward of the wicked? Total destruction. All right. And we're going to see it from the spaceships. And that's talking about all of the Lord's elect, man. Because all of the Lord's elect will be delivered off the planet Earth. All right. And be brought through the fire as these missiles are pelting America and Israel. Israel won't get hit with just Scud missiles, as Hassad says. Ain't no scripture on that, man. Matter of fact, they being hit with Scud missiles now. All right. They being hit with Scud missiles now. All of Israel is going to be destroyed too. They're the enemies of the Lord. All right. Israel and America are going to be the two main lands that the Lord is going to totally consume with fire. All right. Because these are the two main nations. All right. Babylon and Israel. Okay. That are the main enemies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, with Amalek being the number one. Okay, which is the land of Israel. Those gutter rats over there, those small hatters, 1948ers. And that's pursuing the Psalms, the 37th chapter and the 20th verse. All right. It tells you that the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. All right. And we'll get that. We'll get that. But let's go. Let's listen to a little bit more.
And Ezekiel 38, starting around verse 8 to about 12. Matter of fact, I'll just read it instead of quoting it. So Ezekiel 38. You following me so far, brother?
Yeah, before you go there, Ezekiel 20 is taking place during Armageddon. They're all fighting each other while we're in the wilderness doing our own.
He's not sure. They're not sure. Look at both of their faces. These are not prophets, man. These are not prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. Okay? They are not sure. He said, let me think. Let me back it up a little bit so you can hear his question.
Jehoshaphat.
And then the Battle of Gog and Magog, is that synonymous with Jehoshaphat?
I would agree.
Yeah, when they invade us.
Okay, cool. So now that we understand that, like you were reading Second Esdras, the nations are fighting each other, right, before Messiah returns. So that's Armageddon. Then they see Messiah in the air, and they stop fighting with one another to fight him. That's the battle of Jehoshaphat, correct?
Yes.
During that period of time, the angels are gathering the elect from the four corners of the earth, right?
I don't know about during that. Well, during that time, we would already be in the lands of for Jehoshaphat. We'll already be in the lands.
That's wrong.
Really? Okay. So Ezekiel 20.
Yeah. So let me just give you a timeline, because you brought up Ezekiel 20. So Ezekiel 20 says that we all, the Most High gathers us all. We go to the wilderness. He brings us in the new covenant. The wicked of us he purges, and then the righteous who survived, they then get to enter into the lands. Then you go to Ezekiel 38. And Ezekiel 38, starting around verse 8 to about 12. Matter of fact, I'll just read it instead of quoting it. So Ezekiel 38. You following me so far, brother?
Yeah, before you go there, Ezekiel 20 is taking place during Armageddon. They're all fighting each other while we're in the wilderness doing our own thing.
Well, Deacon can.
I would say during. It could be during, or it could,
after.
World War Three. World War Three.
Man, they don't know what the fuck they talking about, man. Here it is. Oh, this is why Apostle Hart said stop winging it. You know what I'm saying? This is why he said that. We not gonna be in the wilderness and they gonna be fighting World War III, man. Are you fucking kidding me, man? You guys are bugged out. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Like I said earlier, you're trying to be deep, but you're drowning. You making it you trying to make it something that it's not. It just don't line up with what you're saying, man. The scriptures don't line up with what you guys are saying. Let me listen to that again, man. This is crazy. You all of 3 hours and what 13 minutes, and then you have all these people on the comments. There was one comment that said, "Where it say deep water? Yeah, they drowning. They can't swim. All right." And this proves it. When this dude called in, this dude Gregory, when he called in and had some questions, you could see them. They drowning. All right. They drowning. All right. Somebody that actually listens to them is scrutinizing them. All right, on what they're saying, and they're drowning. All right. They laid it out first. Hassad, he did his little show. And now they're allowing questions to come in, and they drowning because it don't make no motherfucking sense, man, of what they're trying to teach. Like he said, so Armageddon's gonna be going on, but we gonna be in the wilderness doing our own thing. Hell no. The hell? When we come back down from them ships, ain't gonna be no more motherfucking armies on the earth, man. We gonna go around collecting elites and putting people to death, man. We gonna be getting these kings of the earth out of the earth. All right, we gonna be putting the rebels to death. All right, and we gonna be hauling everybody ass into captivity, man. That's what's gonna be happening. This is the face of guys that don't know what the hell they talking about, man. They not sure. Which they can't be prophets. All right?
38 and Ezekiel 38 starting around.
Watch when he asks his questions. Look at both of their faces, man. They both are going to be puzzled.
Like 8 to about 12. Matter of fact, I'll just read it instead of quoting it. So Ezekiel 38. You follow me so far, brother?
Yeah, before you go there, Ezekiel 20 is taking place during Armageddon. They're all fighting each other while we're...
Look at that. Look at that. They don't know. They don't know. And this is why Apostle Tahar said what he said, man. These guys are not of the elect. All right? They're not of the elect, man. These are two proud individuals. All right? Who are trying to build something, which really the Lord set these dudes up so they can gather those who the Lord don't want with all this goddamn confusion, man. This is nothing but confusion.
Wilderness doing our own thing.
Well, Deacon can.
I would say during. It could be during, or it could, World War III. World War III is going to be going on. So that's going to be going on. We could be getting delivered. Because
y'all said that.
He said we can be delivered at the time or even after. Which one is it, man? All right. World War III is going to be taking place. All hell is going to be breaking loose here in Babylon. In the midst of World War III, all right, as we read in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, that's when Yahweh Shai is going to return. And then we read in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, This is when they're going to conspire together and try to fight Yahushua, and there will be a slaughter. All right? From that point, that's when Yahushua is going to send forth his angels to gather the elect, and they're going to come over here to the west and gather the elect out of Babylon. Okay? This is how it's going to happen, man. And the elect are going to be gathered simultaneously as the missiles are being shot off. Okay? Which is the end of World War III.
Start, or even after the start of World War III.
Because y'all said that Babylon is.
Yeah, because are we not going to be as it is written in Zechariah 13? Are we not going to be brought through the fire? Is not the elect going to be scarcely saved? Scarcely saved from what? The end of World War III, which are the nuclear missiles that are going to be shot off. Okay? The Lord is going to show up at the end, man. This is why scriptures say it's going to take him 1 hour. So you're going to have the whole earth in a state of turmoil, chaos. And this is why we read in Luke, what was that? Luke, the 18th chapter. When I come, shall I find faith on the earth? The Lord is going to come at the end, man, when plenty of bodies have been dropped. All right. Plenty of death is going to be all around. Mandating of the micro C hip. Lawlessness, anarchy. Okay. Where people are, it's going to be to the point where people are going to think there is no God except the elect. That's why he said what he said. The Lord is going to show up at the end, man. Okay? That's why we read in Matthew, the 24th chapter, immediately after the tribulation of those days. That's the end. These guys don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. And they got the same look on their face. Look.
Destroyed. America is destroyed right when Armageddon starts. That's what starts Armageddon, is the destruction of America.
No. That's not what starts Armageddon. Because the destruction of America is the end of World War III. Okay? Ain't gonna be no wars after America's destroyed. Are you kidding me? Do you know how many missiles are gonna touch down? All the missiles are gonna be shot off. All right? And that's pursuing the Joel, the 2nd chapter. See how they even got this guy confused. He's confused, asking the questions, man. This is why Apostle Tahar say you are to watch the Great Millstone videos, man, so you can get the proper understanding. This is madness, man.
That's what sets it off. So if America is going to be destroyed, then that means we have to be beamed up by then.
Yes. The ones in America, at least, yeah.
It ain't gonna be no just the ones in America, bro. Matthew 24th chapter, it says that the Lord is gonna send his angel. When Yahushua comes, all of the elect are gonna be delivered, man. It ain't gonna be all just go to America real quick and get them. No, the elect is gonna be gathered from one end of heaven to the other. All of the elect will be delivered from the planet Earth before these missiles shake this bitch. All right.
Hey, go ahead, Asad.
Yeah, so then those who in America, like Revelation 15 says that they're going to be in a sea of glass and watch Babylon's destruction, right?
All
now,
of
what's
the elect.
time interval between them in Revelation 15 seeing Babylon get destroyed and then going into the wilderness in Ezekiel 20? I don't know. But I do know that they obviously, like you just said, they have to be getting beamed up out of Babylon because they're not going to get destroyed in Babylon. You see what I'm saying? And so then in Ezekiel 20, all the Israelites are there and the wicked don't get to enter into the lands. But then the righteous enter into the land, and then the evil thought comes into the chief prince of Meshach's mind. Ezekiel 38, I'll read it, verse.
Oh, that's wrong, bro. This is talking about when they invade America. All right. The land of unwalled villages is America. They ain't talking about Israel that's been hit with a few Scud missiles. You know what I'm saying? Ain't talking about us being over there. You know what I'm saying? You got buildings, you know what I'm saying, that been hit with missiles, and we there, we got a few cattle. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense what y'all is talking, man. Because do not the scriptures say that we gonna gather these nations, all right, out of the earth, and we gonna slap chains on them? When does that happen? So we're gonna go to our land, we're gonna look around, we're gonna see, damn, they really messed up our land. You know, look at, you know, that was where the temple was. Look, it's just like, you know, man, hell no, man. Again, y'all are you're trying to be deep but drowning.
10. And look at this. It says, thus says the Lord God, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go to the land of unwalled villages. This is Israel, because it's not going to be utterly annihilated like America is, but it's going to get hit with like certain Scud missiles.
Where's that in the scriptures? Where's that? Is not the people that inhabit that land, Israel, the enemies of the Lord? Of course they are. And this is what's going to happen to the enemies of the Lord. Let's go to the book of Psalms 37. Especially them. Because did not Yahushua say, I shall have war with Amalek from generation unto generation? And his latter end is what? That he shall perish forever. All right? Let me get that. This is the book of Psalms 37 and 20. But the wicked shall perish. All right? All Edom. Edom is the wicked. All right? And in particular, Amalek, because they're the first of the nations. All right? Okay, they were the first of the nations. And his latter end is what? That he shall perish forever. Hold on. Let me get that, man. Numbers. Yep, this is it. Amalek, we know, is the small hatters over there in our land. All right. That's occupying our land. This is the chief, the house of Satan. Okay. The chief enemy of our Lord Yahushua. All right. Of the nation of Edom. Okay, it says they calling themselves us. These are the enemies of the Lord. All right, it says, and when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Okay, back to Psalms 37 and 20. It says, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. Okay? Who's going to be as the fat of lambs? The enemies of the Lord. All right? Is it not written? Because that same dude that called in, Gregory, he mentioned what? Isaiah 63. Let's get that. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, that speak in righteousness, mighty to save, Yahushua. All right. Why art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. This is why it's written, the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right. And then when you link this to Isaiah the 34th chapter, all right, what does he say? I have a great slaughter in Idumea. Who runs Idumea? Amalek. Okay? It says, for I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Meaning, that's symbolic talk. That ain't talking about literal. Yahweh Shai ain't going to have one drop of blood on him. We read that in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. He not a lift up sword. All right? But he just going to blast their ass from here to a puff of smoke. It says, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. All right. Now, from here, let's go to Isaiah, the 34th chapter. Okay. Isaiah 34, verse 1, it says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein. The world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Again, it ain't gonna be no battle when Yahweh Shai gets here. It's gonna be a slaughter. All right. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And that's dealing with the Third World's War. All right. Okay. It says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. This is the end of that Third World's War. All right. Because the end of it, all right, will be the nuclear destruction. All right. And all their hosts shall fall down, meaning their armies. Ain't going to be no armies to jump us. All right. To get at us. And all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. All right. Who's the head of Edom? Amalek. All right. So that land is gonna be nuked too. All right. It says the sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. All right. That's upon these Edomites. All right. So the land of Israel will be destroyed. Going back to Psalms 37:20. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke, shall they consume away. How? By the weapon of the Lord's indignation, those missiles. All right. Those missiles. All right. They're trying to make the land of Israel, Palestine, as the capital of the world right now. All right. But the Lord is going to put an end to that, man. All right. They want to build a third temple over there to declare themselves as the Lord's people, to try to upset prophecy. So the Lord gonna nuke that whole shit. They gonna consume away in the smoke. All right. When you look up that word consume, okay. I know I've been going for a little bit. I'm gonna get ready to close it. Okay. The Hebrew word is kala. Okay. Consume, to accomplish, cease, consume, determine, end, fail, finish, be complete, be accomplished, be ended, be at an end, be finished, be spent. All right. You get the point. The Lord is going to put an end to them by way of destroying their whole shit, their whole program, man. All right. He going to destroy their whole program. They think they're going to be over there ruling from that land. All right. It ain't happening, because the Lord going to exterminate them by way of nuclear missiles. Okay. So Was that it? Yep, that's it on that. Let's go back and listen to this, just a little bit more of this, and I'm gonna get ready to close it.
And render it, somewhat desolate. All of them without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Now here's the point, right? Verse 12, if you read it, I think in another version, look at this. I will go to those formerly desolate cities that are now filled with people who have returned from exile in many nations. So the fact that they're still being referred to as people who have returned from exile shows you just how soon after they get beamed up do they go back into the land. You see what I'm saying?
So basically, we're going to be in the land, and it's going to be halfway destroyed. All right? Then we're going to have to go to the wilderness and grab up the nations and put them into slavery and bring them back to build up the land? No, bro. You're not making no sense. You are not knowing the scriptures. You're going too deep and you drowning.
Okay. This is all the righteous though that didn't die in the wilderness.
And the resurrection is taking place. The resurrection takes place.
Here's another one that's finna watch this. Watch this.
Before we go into the wilderness?
What resurrection? Like of the martyrs and stuff like that?
Of the righteous.
Like for those who been beheaded for the witness of Christ. That one was referring to.
Which
right?
is just
well. You said before. You said say that question again.
So, because Paul states that when Christ comes back, we will see our dead loved ones coming with him, right? And we will meet him in the air. That has to take place when Babylon gets nuked. It has to.
Yeah.
So then that would mean that the resurrection would have to take place right before we go into the wilderness.
That's not a bad hypothesis, I don't think, Deacon.
What do you mean that's not a bad It's not a bad hypothesis. Are you a prophet or not, man? No, you're not a prophet. You're not. You guys, y'all are not prophets of the Lord, man. All right. You are not prophets of the Lord. You do not know what the hell is going on. Neither can you see the future. The Lord didn't give you the eyes to see. And this is why you're winging it. That's not a bad hypothesis. Here it is. He's calling in, asking you questions. Damn shame.
I mean, one thing we know is that when the Messiah cracked the clouds, the dead in Christ shall rise first. So, whenever he cracks the clouds.
Okay, and
when will the Messiah crack the clouds? He's gonna crack the clouds in the midst of the earth being in total war. The earth is gonna be a war zone. The third world war will be taking place. Yahushua is gonna show up at the end. Yahushua said, "I come to bring fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled?" Let me get that, man. Let's get that. I knew it. Gonna do that. Let's type in already be kindled. Meaning already started. All right. Luke 12 and 49. All right. It says, "I come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be if it be already started, already kindled?" Meaning he gonna bring more. All right. Again, Yahushua ain't gonna come right when World War III start. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna come right when all hell breaks loose in Babylon the Great. Pestilence is out here. All right. People being put to death in the streets. Bodies everywhere. Troops shooting down people in the streets. Bodies everywhere. All right. The carcasses is gonna be not being picked up. Yahushua ain't gonna come at that point. Yahushua is gonna come when it seems like he's not gonna come, at the very end. All right. This is why it says, "In the righteous shall be scarcely saved." Okay. little bit more.
63. Now this is where I wanted to get to. Can we go to Revelation 19 real quick?
He said, "This is where I wanted to get you." Look, they nervous.
Revelation 19, I believe, verse 19.
It says, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army.
So this is Jehoshaphat.
Is they making war against the Messiah? I would assume so, but I'd have to look at
Why are you assuming? All right, you supposed to be a prophet of the Lord, right? What is it? All right. Yes. If you want to call it Jehoshaphat, yes. This is when the Lord is getting ready to judge these goddamn heathens, man. Okay? The beast and the kings of the earth. All right? All the nations. This is why we read Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right? This is why we read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter.
text. I would say so, yeah. Just off the top of my head, yes.
So now I've been wanting to ask this question for a while.
Hang on, real quick. Let me check this scripture out here in Isaiah 42. Yep. Isaiah 42 and 13, it says, "The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies." And that's, you get that from, Paul was quoting that 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. All right, 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17, it says, which this is beautiful too. All right. Because they was just talking about this. Matter of fact, let's start at 13. "But I would not have you be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will the Most High bring with him." All right. "For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first." Okay? "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we be ever with the Lord." 100% right at that point. Righteous. All right? Ain't gonna be no Russians to jump us. All right? We gonna be with the Lord, and so shall we be. All right? Ever with our Lord and Savior. We never gonna go off at that point. All right? We gonna be 100% God's at that point, man. Because Paul said in 1 Corinthians the 15th chapter that our body, we shall be changed. All right? "The mortal shall put on immortality. The corrupt shall put on incorruption." Okay? But Russia's gonna get at us pursuant to what you think second Ezekiel the 38th chapter in the 12th verse is talking about. It ain't talking about that, man.
Is Gog and Magog a part of the beast, or are they separate?
Well, it depends on. No, it's separate.
Yeah, they're
Gog and Magog is not a part of the beast. But if you're dealing with the
Gog, all right? But ultimately, they are all a part of Esau's power structure because they're Edomites. All right? They are Edomites. That's Esau's power structure. And ultimately, they all they're confederate against us. Okay? Pursuing the Psalms, the 83rd chapter, they're confederate against the Israelites. Okay? But the Lord is putting it in Gog or Russia's heart, all right, to come up against the beast, all right, to be that nation, to be the forefront of the rest of the kings of the earth, to come up against that beast, all right. And that's pursuing the Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, all right. What was the beast created for? What was NATO created for? NATO was created for Russia, all right. And in turn, Russia, all right, have the alliance with the rest of the kings of the earth. Okay? This is why we see the BRICS nations. Okay? And this is why it tells us in Ezekiel 38 that God was going to be a guard onto those nations. All right? Against the beast system, NATO. All right?
Where the beast is, yeah, it's not a part of the beast. No, it's not.
So then the beast would be Edom. It would be Europe, the European powers.
Not just Edom, because Russia's Edom. So you would have to say a specific structure, a specific empire, a specific.
But when it says, we're dealing with 19 right now, when it says, and the beast, this beast is talking about.
And not only does it say the beast, it says, and the kings of the earth. All right. The beast is NATO. All right. Which is Esau's military power. All right. Beginning with European countries, Edomite countries, but then you had other countries join throughout the years. All right. But the Lord, and the reason the beast or NATO was created was to combat against Russia. All right. Which Russia is basically the heads of the rest of the kings of the earth, which are Edomites. All right. Or Gog, pursuant to Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. Okay. But they're all confederate against us. Okay?
Right, this is talking about Esau. This is talking about the European powers.
Yeah, but that's what
It's not talking about Russia.
But exactly, that's what the brother's saying, to answer your question. So no, Russia's not a part of that, because Rome that's like Western Europe. Like when you look at NATO and the Western European Union power structure, that's all Western Europe. That's what the Roman Empire really primarily was Western Europe, not Eastern Europe. That's Russia.
Now look. What are you? Before I bring out my point, because what verse are you talking about?
Revelation 19:19.
Okay, good. Before I bring out my point, make your point.
Okay, so in Revelation 19, we see that he has a vesture dipped in blood. That's Isaiah 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom?
Correct.
So Isaiah 63, where is Isaiah 63 in Revelation 19?
Well, it doesn't say, but we see
They're literally one and the same. It's just two different prophets describing it different ways. All right? These aren't separate events. All right? When Yahushua returns, man, that's it. That's it. Point blank, period, man.
where is he at? He has blood on him right here.
And Yahushua ain't gonna have no blood on him, man. This is what happens when you be ego tripping, man.
Where's his blood at?
It's up further. 13, verse 13.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say, I don't know what you mean by where, but if he's got blood on his vesture in Revelation 19 and 13, then he's coming from Edom, Isaiah 63.
Right. So when you look at verse 19, Edom is the beast.
It's all the same event, man. I mean, what don't you guys understand? It's all the same event. This great event that's getting ready to take place. It's going to be all the same event, man. But again, these are not teachers. These are not prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right, they are bringing confusion to the people.
So if we read Isaiah 63, shouldn't it say, "Who is this that cometh from the beast, or that slew the beast"?
No, because he don't have to even destroy their army. He's going to gather a certain amount of Edomites. It could be.
What you mean he ain't going to destroy the army? Yes, he is going to destroy the armies, man. What the hell are you talking about, bro? That's what 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter is all about. That great multitude that's come to subdue, he going to destroy them. They won't have any armies, man. It's going to be a slaughter.
All the Edomites who are elites. That don't necessarily.
He not going to gather the elites. That's not written. Let me back it up a little bit, man. See, this is why Apostle Tahar said they winging it. That's why he looking in the sky, looking up, just trying to think of something.
Edom is the beast. So if we read Isaiah 63, shouldn't it say, "Who is this that cometh from the beast, or that slew the beast"?
No, because he don't have to even destroy their army. He's gonna.
When the scriptures say he gonna destroy their armies, the scriptures say he gonna destroy their armies, man.
Gather a certain amount of Edomites. It could be all the Edomites who are elites. That don't necessarily mean military.
Hold on, I thought that was the job of the saints. All right, because the elites aren't gonna be on the surface of the earth when all hell breaks loose and the World War III gets cracking, man. They're not gonna be on the surface of the earth. They're the ones gonna make this thing happen. The Lord is gonna put the spirit on them to make it happen. And this is why they say in Revelation the 6th chapter, let's get that real quick. Revelation 6 and 15. All right. And this is the destruction. All right. It says, "And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every freeman hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains." All right. Because they know that these missiles, they're going to shoot these missiles off. This is why they're going to be in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And he said to the mountains and said to the mountains and rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?" Okay? So they're not even going to be on the surface of the earth, the elite. They're not going to be on the surface of the earth, man. They're going to be in the earth, hiding from Yahweh Shai. They're going to be hiding from the wrath of the Lamb. Okay, what the hell are you guys talking about, man? You don't know what you're talking about. Okay?
We still see the beast's military here in Revelation 19. And here's what proves that it's not just going to be
See, they think because if it's the 19th chapter, that means it's before. Don't you know that the scriptures jump in time? Okay? He don't know what the hell he's talking about, man. He's up there he's winging it. Like Apostle Tahar said, man. These are not prophets. All right? These are not prophets of the Lord at all.
He's
You're cutting up. Start all over.
Yeah, Deacon, you cut up.
I'm cutting up.
Okay, you're good now. Hold on.
Okay, I see. My internet went down.
Man, get to the you don't try to
You
skate.
good now?
No, you're good now.
What did I cut out at?
Just start over.
Okay,
Yeah.
so so who he's gathering and destroying in Isaiah 63, it doesn't necessarily mean Edomite militaries. It could be all the Edomite.
That's exactly who he's destroying in Isaiah 63. It's the Edomite military, the militaries of the earth, the heathen of the earth. All right? Where we read in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, where he shall gather all the nations and shall judge them. And how is he going to judge them? By Yahweh Shai coming with the thousands of the angels, man, and slaughtering them. And that's going to be the armies. The elite will not be on the surface of the earth, man. They're going to be in the earth because they know that, oh, that's him. And they're going to want the earth to fall upon them to deliver them from the wrath of the Lamb, man. They going to witness it. They going to witness from the satellites that they have set up. They're going to witness the elect being beamed up. Matter of fact, let's go to that Wisdom of Solomon, man. You dudes shouldn't be teaching the scriptures, man. You should not. You have no business. In my Apostle to Heart Spirit, you have no business teaching these scriptures. You have no business, man. All right? No business teaching the Holy Scriptures, man. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they shall see it, who's going to see it? The ones that's going to see it are the ones that are going to be hiding in them bunkers, witnessing everything from the satellites that they have set up to watch everything. All right? They show you that in all their movies, man. They can witness what's going on the surface of the earth. In a lot of their movies, when they show, how they be set up underneath the earth and causing chaos and destruction on the surface of the earth, they're witnessing it. Okay? They're going to be witnessing the chariots show up. They're going to witness the chariots destroy all them armies. Okay? They're going to witness the elect being beamed up. All right? And this is why I just read Revelation 6 chapter. Okay? It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. They're going to be amazed. All right? That those whom they had in derision are numbered amongst the saints. All right? Those who they set all the traps for. All right? Who they sent out mercenaries after. Who they sent out super soldiers after. All right? The Lord is going to deliver them in a strange fashion. Okay? So far beyond all that they look for, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit while they in them underground, deep underground military bases, all right, that they have built, all right, they're going to be groaning and repenting. That's why we just read Revelation the 6th chapter. All right, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Okay? How was he numbered among the children of God, and this lot is among the saints? And his lot is among the saints. All right? Us. Lord, will we be a part of that number, the hopeful elect out here, man. They're going to witness the elect being beamed up as the missiles are being shot. They gonna have front rows. They gonna be sitting in front of them TVs or the projector, whatever, however they got it set up in these deep underground military bases, and they're gonna witness this thing, man. All right, people around the earth are gonna witness the destruction of Babylon the Great and the chariot delivering the elect simultaneously, because it's gonna be broadcast through satellite, man. Okay? It says, therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. And this is why they're gonna be in those shelters. Like you had the TV series Fallout. They're gonna be in those underground cities, deep underground military bases, and these are going to be their thoughts. This is why they're going to say, as we just read in Revelation 6, all right, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. They going to know exactly what time it is, man. All right? So you don't know what you're talking about, my man. You off.
And so when we get to Revelation 19 and 19, what proves that Gog and Magog is separate from the beast is the
Gog and Magog are the same. Magog just means from Gog, from the land, man.
that it says the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies.
So Revelation
The
19,
juxtaposition.
Revelation 19 is essentially Isaiah 63 and the battle of Gog and Magog, and the battle of Jehoshaphat.
I wouldn't word it like that. I don't know why you're conflating all of that together. All of that's going to happen, but it's not explicitly stating that in Revelation 19. Like, it's not saying that.
All right, that's enough. I'm gonna end it. I've been going quite some time. Let me get one last scripture, because he mentioned that the Lord can gather the elites. No, that's gonna be the elect job. All right. The Lord is gonna come and put and disintegrate the system. All right, with the angels, and deliver the elect. All right, we're gonna get the privilege and the pleasure to drag these motherfuckers out them bunkers in the whoop ass. All right, with the power. All right, and they may put up or try to put up some resistance with their, they more than likely gonna have super soldiers in there. All right, but we're gonna cut through all that shit like a hot butter knife through butter. All right, and they ain't gonna have no choice but to bow down and slap on these chains, man. But we ain't gonna be in our land, okay, looking around at the devastation that's happened, half buildings and shit, and they come and they grab us up and jump on us, man. That ain't gonna happen. All right. I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Let them praise his name in the dance. Let him sing praises unto him with the timbrel harp. Wait a minute. Yeah, we here. It says, for the Lord, for the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. All right. And the way we're going to be beautified, all right, it tells us in Isaiah 52, awake, awake, put on thy beautiful garments. All right. Meaning we're going to be changed. We're going to be totally awoken at that point when we're delivered. All right. The salvation itself is going to beautify us, because like I quoted earlier in 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, Paul speaks about us being changed. All right. The mortal shall put on immortality. The corrupted shall put on incorruption. All right. And we shall get that fleshly heart again. All right. We're going to be 100% God's at that point. Verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth. All right. We're going to have the scriptures. We're going to know everything about everything. All right. We're going to know the law backwards and forwards. All right. We're going to know everything at that point. It says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. Literal two-edged sword. Okay. To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. To execute vengeance upon the heathen is when we come back down off them ships. All right. We're gonna have to put our own to death, and we're gonna be putting these heathen to death. All right. And then they gonna realize that we can't deal with these people. Okay? It says to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. The kings of the earth are gonna be hiding in the earth. Underground, deep underground military bases. They're not gonna be on the surface of the earth when the nuclear missiles are shot off. All right? They're going to survive for this purpose of the prophecy to be fulfilled. Okay? To execute upon them the judgment written, this honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh. So with that, man, I'm going to end it there. Lord will, this was edifying to the hopeful elect through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Awashai. You know, I know this was probably super long. I think I went probably, if not 2 hours, close to it. But, you know, like I said, Lord will, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. These guys are false prophets. Yahweh Shemi Awashai is not dealing with them. They don't know what they're talking about. They're doing nothing but bringing confusion. So with that, it's on to the next. Shalom.